Your mighty West Tigers just gave me a glimmer of hope on what we can do and what we're capable of when we are led by JAROME LUAI and when the team comes together and checks into that mentality spirit of, hey, we are great players and we know how to play footy. And it honestly raises the question, is Heath Mason still part of this starting lineup going forward? I'm going to let you guys in all the secrets today. We have updates on Alex Twal's injury that we saw last night, where I think Heath Mason is going to end up for us, and then along with breaking down the stats and the minutes of last game and kind of what happened and kind of get all of our thoughts together. But before we do that, my name is Geordie. Thank you for being here first and foremost. I'm a diehard Tigers fan. It would mean the world to me if you like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We are creating an amazing community of orange, black and white believers. So last night we went up to Queensland and we took on the North Queensland Cowboys, and the first probably 3/4 of the game was not great. We were out of sync. We were not committing to anything. We only saw one try, and that was from Seyfarth at the 24th minute last night. And honestly, I was sitting here on the live stream with you guys thinking like, man, I had a really, really good feeling about last night's game. I thought we were going to come out and absolutely nail the Cowboys, but they used that edge and they were running all around us. But the thing is, we were down a player most of that game, most of that first half, and the second half, we had JAROME LUAI out on a nasty, stupid call, in my opinion. The ref was definitely paid, and we also had Adam Doueihi out in the second half. So there were two moments last night where we were down a player, and that's where most of their tries came out of. On that overlap, without the leadership and without the defensive pressure that they would have normally had. Once they were back on, they were not turning it up as much as they were, and we were actually starting to make some momentum. And then as we went into the half time, I'm sitting here thinking like, man, can we pull something off? I think we were down 3 tries at that point. Things were just not looking good. The team was gassed out. There was no like unity, and then of course we came out guns blazing, and then Adam Doueihi got that sin bin, and for just turning around, it didn't look anything sus. He was turning around, the ball was kicked, and then there we go, sin bin and off, and they make a few more tries. And I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? We're down 20, like over 20 points at this point, and things are looking absolutely disgusting. And then JAROME LUAI out of nowhere, it just turns it up and starts leading. Pass it to Heath Mason. Heath Mason absolutely puts on this sweet step and charges up the field. Passes it back to, I believe it was Seyfarth, who was also looking injured as well, who got 2 tries last night. And, you know, he went over and, you know, passed it to Dream Buller. Dream Buller got tackled. It then went out to Charlie Staines, and then Heath Mason got a try as well. It was absolutely electric. We were scoring tries like back to back, and as you can see here, guys, we saw a try in the 62nd minute, then 2 minutes later, the 64th minute, and then the 67th minute, and then the 75th minute, and it was literally coming down the minutes at this point into seconds. We had an opportunity to the kick it. Adam Doueihi put on a nice spiral torpedo kick straight up. It looked like the Cowboys player caught it, and it clearly hit the ground, but the ref didn't call it. I believe if the ref would have called that, we would have had that all day long. So enough of that. We came out, we put up a comeback, and we absolutely came out guns blazing in that second half, specifically in the second half of the second half. We did have possession most of the time. 52% of the time we had the ball. We were trying to make something happen. LUAI was trying to make something happen. Heath Mason really stood out to me last night. Someone who, you know, took the bull by the horns and he started making plays happen. His predictable unpredictability showed up and like actually turned out to do great things for us. I honestly believe he is one of the guys that we want to have in our squad going forward. He is an absolutely brilliant young guy who is humble and can play 5'8" like no other. And our completion rate overall is only 78%. There was definitely some messy drop balls, some iffy passes. I would almost even argue forward passes. There was just no structure to our attacking line, and I think we need to be better at that moving forward. The Cowboys had a really, really solid night running their back line. They had over 2,000 run meters. We definitely had more runs. We were trying to use our forwards to, you know, punch a pack and try and get through that defensive line, but it just wasn't working. It didn't feel like Terrell May, Royce Hunt, and even people like Alex Twal were like on board with that. But we started making things happen. Alex Twal did end up going off, and we can see here he did suffer a concussion in the round 13 game. His 7th concussion in the past 3 years. That is quite concerning. Despite being deemed category 2, he was still required to sit out at least 11 days due to his history. So will he see next game? I'm not sure. We'll see what happens here. But just wanted to let you guys know that it is a concussion. And then, yeah, Seyfarth Toa looked pretty injured. Haven't heard anything from him yet. So once I do, you guys will be the first to know. We did have 43 tackle breaks, however, and that was something I wanted to give huge props to people like Heath and Mason to. There was a moment there where Heath Mason broke through the line, offloaded it straight to Tony Suka. Suka was running, tried to offload it again as he's coming down, and Taruva just couldn't get his hands on it right. It was a pretty low pass. But overall, I love the commitment and the dedication that we're going for. We saw 17 offloads from us last night. That is outstanding. 479 pass receipts overall, 279 total passes, and that to me speaks volume about how we can shift from one end of the field to the other. And we saw that with our first try from Stafford. Like, we were over on the far left and we got it all the way to the right, and he went over, and it was absolutely awesome. Gave me a ton of hope. We only saw 9 dummies, and a lot of those I think came from LUAI and came from Heath Mason as well. And while we're on the point of like players coming up and people that were shining like LUAI and Heath Mason, Alex Seyfarth, man, like, he came through last night. His defensive pressure was great. His attack was pretty decent as well. He was just everywhere he needed to be. And I know I kind of been talking a little bit harshly about him lately, so to see this performance was really, really encouraging to me. Overall, we had more kicking meters. We did force a dropout on their end, which was awesome. We had great pressure there. Our kick defusal was 73% on both sides. They saw 10 bums. We saw 5. They saw 4 grubbers, we saw 3. So pretty comparable. I would say our effective tackle, our defense was actually on paper better. To me, it was a little messy though. There was moments there, especially when we had those overlaps, when we had sin bins, like, they don't help. It's hard to do anything with that. But there were moments where there were just gaps that didn't need to happen. They were able to run through. We just weren't tight enough. We weren't committing enough, especially in the end of the first half and then the start of the second. We were just trying to find a rhythm, a tone. And that was, honestly, JAROME LUAI wasn't leading. And I love the bloke, but I will be straight up and no BS. JAROME LUAI was not leading the pack last night for majority of the game. In that last 20 to 25 minutes, he started to. And then, as we saw in the last 15 minutes, him and Heath Mason were just absolutely in sync. Things were going tremendously, and we were seeing results because of that. We've seen that over and over, Tigers fans. When JAROME LUAI steps up and leads, the team follows. It's simple as that. We need to make sure he is our leader and we are following. And with that will come the attitude and the effort and that mentality switch, which is our biggest lacking this year, is we're not owning that we are a great team. And if we can do that, man, the freaking the world is our oyster at that point. We did see 15 ineffective tackles, which is great for us. We did have 40 missed tackles, and overall 43 to 40. We were coming out better, but that's still not good enough. We need to get that number down. We did see 12 errors, which is not great. A few penalties came out, knock-ons, drop ball, like all the things. We saw, inside 10 meters, 0, which is great. On reports, we did have one, I believe it was Uppy Korosai, and so that wasn't great. And we also saw 2 sin bins, which I think was rigged, but that's just me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But overall, Tigers fans, super, super proud of our boys last night for the effort they put up in that second half. The first half was not great. We did get points on the board. We were just lacking, man. Some things came at our way that we couldn't control, with JAROME LUAI going off, then with Adam Dewey going off, but we made things happen, and we knew that, like, hey, we have to, not be a blowout. And the fact that we got within 1 try was just amazing, just absolutely amazing. It gave me so much hope as a fan, and as a supporter, to be like, hey, these boys know how to play footy. It's just a matter of accepting the mentality and being led. And if we can do that, man, the sky is the limit for us. And I truly, truly believe when we go up against the Penrith Panthers next week, we are going to show up and take some names. This is going to be a big game for a lot of our players. We have a lot of ex-Penrith players on our team. They're going to want to show up. They're going to run circles around their mates. It's going to be that camaraderie, and it's like, hey, man, like, I am doing great things. And so it's going to be great. We're going to break it all down this week. We're going to break down more from this game, what we can take forward. But overall, your thoughts on the game, who stood out to you, who maybe didn't stand out to you, things that we could have done better. Let me know in the comments below. And I will see you next on the next video, which is tomorrow. Daily uploads, baby. You know it. Take care of yourself. Take it easy. My name is Jordan.